this right back, Charlie's definitely. Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Big up everybody tuned in. Hope everyone's doing well and safe. So good, you have to spit it. You always just act when defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Ian, one of his moment of fame. Not that he needs it. Shout out Uncle Righty, though. People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, Twitch gang, one love for tuning in. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's in good spirits. You can see the green screens crashing in front of me, but it's all calm. As I said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, of course, good night. 4:30, I thought, you know what, we might as well see what's going on in the world of football. Let's watch 1-2 videos together. Let's just have a good time, really and truly, people. So, yeah, hope everyone's blessed. Hope everyone's safe. Hope you're all in good spirits. Why waste any time, man? Let's crack on with the transfer stuff, man, really. So, if I share my screen, what's going on there? I don't think you can even see anything, but yeah, let's go through the transfer news, people. Let's refresh this. I thought I'd start with Get French Football. So, if we scroll the way down, what's going on here? Nothing of note. Well, you know, PSG are doing a clear out, and it looks like Kea is going to have to keep it moving. Lawson signed for Bordeaux. Monaco are in talks to sign Malang Sarr, which obviously could have ramifications of what Chelsea do or don't do in the transfer market. Rafinha's pulled out of a move to the Middle East. Crazy. It seems like Ryan Cherky, not really, he's only 18, but he's been on the scene for a while, not kicked on as much as projected. He's in contract issues. You know, Everton are trying to willing to re-sign Idris Sagana Gay. It seems like salary demands are holding up Roma completing the signing of Ronaldo. And you need to be honest, Jose Mourinho is making something decent over them sides. You know, you got Zanolio, you got Dybala, you throw in Zinchenko, they got Tammy Abraham, they got some serious things to be dealing with around them sides there. So yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards. Click that article, see what that's saying. That's an Arsenal target. And this has ramifications for Tavares. Right, it's all kicking off at Marseille. Marseille are a club that love drama, to be fair. Sorry, people. Just tab police, leave me alone. It's just some. I'll go through these with you guys. Rodon signed for Rennes on loan with an option to buy. Says Fabregas has become a shareholder at Serie B side Como. That's lit, really. On the 2-year deal. I can't lie, just from a living perspective, you know, the former Spanish internationals had quite the career. Man's lived in Barca, in London, in now Como in Italy. And obviously, I'm missing out on Monaco as well. Obviously, that tax-free P's as well. Alexis Sanchez's contract has been collapsed. So, yeah, let's see what all of these things are. I'm a bit of a junkie, as you can see, when it comes to these articles, people. Obviously, Ramsey signed for Nice. There must be something going on with the Welsh lads because what Rodon and him, wonder what happened there. Tottenham looking at signings in Nolio. All right, cool. I think we can click that. Let's start looking at some of these articles, man. Tottenham enter new discussions for Roma's Nicolo Zinolio. What a good signing. If he can stay fit, he's a madman. You know, much like all these Italian brothers, you would have thought he would end up at Juventus. I know he's not Italian, but I would have thought Milinkovic-Savic and Zinolio sooner rather than later would have joined Juventus or one of the Milan clubs. Tottenham are always linked with him. Whether they actually want him, whether it's because of Conte, I don't know. But he would give them another dimension in their team, really. He scores goals. There's not really that many midfielders that are that versatile and can provide you with goals. And he's still only 23. He's contracted until 2024. So you'd imagine this is the last summer for Roma to get proper money for him. They can get money next year. But as you know, like with Telemans' contract running down or Napoli and Fabian Ruiz, you're playing a dangerous sort of game, really. So, yeah, man, apparently they're entering talks. Discussions. I don't know what that means, really. I'm not too sure if Jose would want to. Like I said, they're getting some good players. Tammy, Dybala, Ronaldo, probably a couple of other men here and there. Alexis Sanchez is closing on a move to Marseille after his Inter Milan contract was terminated. You know, it seems like he just costing his last few sides a lot of money. So good, we clicked on that twice. Milan make new contact with George Mendes for Renato Sanchez. 1 minute is PSG for Renato, the next minute is Milan. But apparently a fee with Leo has already been agreed. They've agreed to pay 15 million plus bonuses for the Portuguese man. His preference is to join PSG. He likes the idea of playing under Galtier again, people. As a result, Milan held a meeting with Mendes and an opening has been left despite Sanchez's preference for PSG. That must be nice, really. He's only played for some 30 teams. Now, this obviously has ramifications for Tavares because he's on loan there, but Igor Tudor, who took over from Sao Paulo, is apparently already flexing his muscles, really and truly. He's dropped Jordan Amavi. He's on, Senji's under is onto him. They're selling Bar, matter of time before they clip him and Guendouzi getting beef. I mean, this is a strong start, no nonsense, but sometimes with player power, that could cost you a job, really and truly, man. Ramsey and Thuram, they might cook, man. Hey, Tino, are you fresh up? That ain't you. Someone put up the Ian Wright video where he sees his old school team. That ain't you. Big up yourself, CeeLo. I'm there, man. How long have you been going on for? We just started, broski. We just started. You ain't missed nothing. Afternoon, DG had to subscribe. The best Arsenal content streams by far. Real talks. I appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing, following, and all the socials. And that means a lot, man. Twitch gang, we're doing what we can in it. We're doing what we can. Big up you lot tuned in, man. But yeah, man, that's that. Igor Tudor said, you don't run enough, you don't work hard enough, then you don't play as you should. So yeah, you don't work hard. He is not playing you, blood. So yeah, it seems like one Oli for madness them sides. Nah, Tino, that ain't you. Where you been? Yeah, bitch, yo. That ain't you. I don't know. Like, I can't lie. That might we don't know you again. I don't know, man. You're acting brand new. You must have made some serious peas, got in a serious relationship. I don't know, man. I can't lie, that DM revived me. I was thinking, what going on? I'm there, my guy. Everybody's been saying, where are you? Not just me. We're all like, where are you? Do you fuck with the guy still? Have you dropped us out? Nice to have you back, man. I hope you're well and safe. Arsenal have been linked with Onana, and obviously I would have liked going into this summer 2 8s, 2 midfield number 8s and a 6. Probably it was always just going to be one with Xhaka, with El Nene sign a new deal. We just spent 20 million quid, on Lokonga last year. It's probably naive to expect that. Them times there, I wanted Basuma. I would like a next presence if Partey isn't there. I'm a big fan of Lokonga, but I need to see some real progress this year. I like El Nene, but in a nice way, it's what you see, what you get with Mohamed. You're not going to get an amazing performance. I know he does occasionally save it for the big games, but he's going to give you a 6, 5, 6 typically out of 10. That's not a bad thing to have within the squad. I'm not criticizing it. But yeah, I don't know. But it seems like West Ham could be signing Onana. They've had a second bid of 30 million rejected, and apparently they're yet to make a third bid, but they're planning on a higher bid in the coming days. So they're probably relying on him to kind of force it. Wijnaldum's 10 million euro salary holds up Roma move. I mean, it's not quite been the move to PSG for the former Liverpool man. And at 31 years of age, he needs to go play football, especially if you want to play for Louis van Gaal at the World Cup. But apparently a 6 million loan deal to buy with an obligation based on appearances. Decent. At 31, it could be all right, man. I'm sure he didn't envision that. But yeah, Leon and Ryan Cherky are still at loggerheads. The young 18-year-old. We'll see how that one develops there. Apparently, Conde reveals Xavi talks help Chelsea target decide on Barcelona transfer. I mean, best part of that for a year. Anyways, specifically, what did the man say? Xavi's a big reason as to why I'm here. His spiel, I don't know what that means, convinced me. I'm excited to start working with the team. It's clear that we see football in the same way. bitter pill to swallow for Chelsea. Reece James and Cucurella, who's been linked with Chelsea, and I think he fits in at City. I can see why the Barca links are being renewed. And obviously, he's a former Barca academy man. You know, they always want to go home. Man City, the lure of playing under Pep is something. The London attraction, Thomas Tuchel, back three. I think it all sets up perfectly for Cucurella, you know, really and truly. And Cucurella can play as a centre-back. Probably don't want him to, but yeah, you know, that's an option. And obviously, betting on Ben Chilwell's fitness from a Chelsea perspective is probably suicidal. But Reece James and Cucurella created the second and third most open play chance of any defender last season. You know, pardon me, Reece James missed 30% of the games. And Cucurella played 10 games as a left centre-back and didn't, you know, I'm sure Cucurella's only been there a year or so. They made quite the handsome profit on him, really. So we'll have to see how that one there develops. What else have we got? Ten Hag has urged Manchester United Chiefs to stand firm in their pursuit for De Jong after talks with the Barca star left him convinced that a deal can be done. I mean, he's been linked with Chelsea, and maybe the lure of playing in the Champions League and the London aspect tempts him to turn down his former gaffer. I don't know if he'll ever sign for United, but it seems like this saga is far from done. As you can see here, Diego Jota has signed a new 5-year deal, which will keep him at Liverpool until 2027. The 25-year-old netted 21 goals in all comps. Apparently, De Jong is said to be happy at Barca, but the Catalan Giants have finances to consider. Obviously, 1 minute he's staying, 1 minute he's going. Who knows what's going on with Man United and him? It's getting a bit boring looking at that. Where Arsenal are concerned, big up you lot. Make sure you're following on YouTube. We spoke about, it looks like Torreira is going to Galatasaray. Finally looks like there's legs to it. Allegedly, he's flying over there to complete the necessary documentation. Lucas Torreira is closing in on a move to Galatasaray in a move that could eventually be worth 7.5 million. Now, considering he's in his prime 20s, considering I don't think it's ability, it's other stuff, we have lost here, Arsenal. But he's contracted until 2023. It's been made clear he's not part of the new regime. Doesn't appear settled off the field. So it is what it is, you know, it's L's, and, you know, we need to get better and not just tear up contracts or accept cut prices, because other clubs with a year left for Torreira would get decent money for the lad, especially the season he had. But we're at where we're at with him, Leno, Ainsley, and the rest, Bellerin and the rest of them. We're just going to have to take the hit, free up the wages, try get players here that do have a future in it. Must admit, you know, I am liking the fact that whether I want him to stay or not, I wouldn't mind Leno just seeing out his contract. Really, I think he's a better number 2 than we can hope for in Matt Turner. Respectfully to Matt Turner, and you know he could keep pushing Ramsdale. Really, so yeah, it is what it is. It could eventually be worth 7.5 million. The Turkish club are in advanced talks with Arsenal and are ready to pay 5 million up front, with a further 2.5 million coming in the form of add-ons. He has a year left on his deal, and there's been bare interest from these Italian clubs who's come through and put the piece down. All I hope is there's a sell-on clause, because they're going to have it for a couple of years. I don't think he'll end his career there. So it is what it is. As you lot can see here, people, Balogun has agreed to join Reims on loan until the end of the season, and this could be announced in the next 12 hours. Leno, as we spoke about earlier, is completing his move to Fulham and is currently undergoing a medical. So by the time this live stream is finished, there must be something there, or it could be wrapped up in the next 24 to 48 hours. We're open to offers for Runarsson, Bellerin, and Marie. Now, Marie's been linked with Monza and a bunch of other clubs. Contracted until 2024. He has a degree of strength. Runarsson just not good enough. Let the guy go for free, or just let him be a steward here. Hector Bellerin, obviously, you just want to see him moved on. I just really want to put an end to these dons at the club. Really, you know, they're not levels like that. Got busy. Come on, my guy. What are you telling me, man? Of course, Jesus got man gassed. I'm surprised Spurs didn't go for Cucurella. Probably ain't got 50 million worth for the left back, really. Let's see what did I don't even know if I pressed the refresh button. Sorry, people, if I'm messing you lot up, but let's see what I'm going. Lazio are interested in Chelsea defender. Lazio are in talks with Chelsea for Emerson. As you know, Chelsea have been linked with Cucurella and are working on that deal. They've also been linked with Ben Chilwell. Now they've been linked with Wesley Fofana, and it could get peak for Leicester. They haven't brought in a player. Last year, you know, I think they didn't have a good enough squad, and people were getting injured. I personally don't feel they've really addressed that competent back five when they had Flukes at left back, whoever was right back, typically Wes Morgan and Huth. Then obviously it was Johnny Evans. I think they look a shambles really, and it looks like they need to move people on. Maddison's been subject to a bid from Newcastle. Apparently he's only interested in Arsenal and Spurs and things above that. Fofana could bring them pretty, you know, considering he's just come back from injury and signed a new deal. They're in a good position really. They can try and make Chelsea pay through the nose. It all depends what Fofana does. You are seeing pictures resurface online about him being a Chelsea fan, Obviously, apparently he's removed Leicester City from his Twitter bio. I don't think they'll lose Telemans, Fofana and Maddison, but they haven't bought a player. Maybe they need to bring people in. They've just lost Kasper Schmeichel as well, so it's all long, bro. I'm praying we get an 8 before the window shuts. Tell him again, Tino, not you, not just you, bro. We all are. We're gonna have to see. What's all this? I'm about to say, what's all that Twitter? What's all that antics? Foden has signed a new deal bet more or less at Man City. You know, man are earning in excess of 200k a week. It must be nice. 1 minute Kostic is linked with West Ham, who are also in the running. 1 minute he's a primary target for Juventus. Leno is at Fulham to complete his medical. Good on the lad. Monaco have begun negotiations with Chelsea for Sarr, and I mean, Sarr's just clearly not good enough. You know, they got him for free. You know, they got him for free there for a couple of years. Sell him back to the same market he came from. Make your peace and cut, really. Chelsea allegedly are ready to break the bank to sign 3 Inter players in Skriniar, Denzel Dumfries, and Karsedi, a young 19-year-old winger who apparently Arsenal have been linked with as well. Kepa's been linked with Napoli, and Fabrizio Romano has said both him and Sarr could leave very soon. Fulham have submitted a bid for West Ham's Issa Diop. Leeds have renewed the contracts of former Arsenal man Sam Greenwood, Somerville, and Joe Gerhardt, protecting their future. Once again, Kepa is in advanced talks with Napoli. You're hearing Telles is moving closer to a move to Sevilla, but he's not the only Man United player on their radar because Bailly and Telles are drawing interest. Ricky Peake hasn't kicked on and he's linked with LA Galaxy. Apparently, Man United are to sign Tom Huddleston. He will join and take up a coaching role and play for their under-21s. That's probably something that I think Arsenal could look to do because, you know, you look at you don't really want players playing at the level. We've lost Amari Hutchinson to Chelsea, but I would have loved for him to go out on loan if he was at Arsenal. Marcelo Flores has gone. If I'm patting on, forcing out the bolt, Mika Beref, Omar Rekic, Miziza Gongbo, a lot of people. So what you know, as much as you want to have a competitive under-21 side, for me personally, I believe in pushing people. You know, if you can swim in a certain level of the pool, there's no point me watching you swim there over and over again. I want you lot to go in an even deeper end and stronger current, and I want people that are learning to swim but ain't been there go already in it. So I do think Arsenal are going to need to sign some players at this level, but you know, I do want the younger players, the first year scholars, the second year scholars, maybe even some under 16s and those in the 21/23s who didn't get game time because of these guys. Like, you know, Kyle Edwards, bag of strikers are gone. Reckon he could put in a spot. Coles Dewberry's there. If I'm Kiddo, Taylor Hart, Miguel Aziz and Patino, I'm really trying to go on loan, but we're going to have to see. So I do think that is that, like, forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure Jay Spearing, former Liverpool man, has gone back to Liverpool in the same capacity as Tom Huddleston as a role within the coaching staff and then the 21s. And I think a lot of people will start doing that. I look at Danny Drinkwater, there must be something he could do. Obviously, Tom Huddleston's played for his country, he's played in the Premier League. There's a wealth of experience he can provide to those Manchester United players. You know, I'm sure he was actually at Spurs when they won a title. Tottenham are tracking Mohamed Kudus from Ajax. Obviously, Chelsea have signed one goalie. They've signed the highly rated American, allegedly, in Gabriel Sonina. He probably go, you know, I don't know what they'll do with talk around their keepers, but he might get an opportunity there. Michy Batshuayi could go to Everton. Balogun is set to go on loan, as I've said. Jota has signed a new deal, as we know. So, yeah, there's not really much going on in the world of transfers. Big up you lot, people. Christian Eriksen insists that a return to Tottenham was never truly on the cards this summer. It was only talk. They never really came with anything, so it wasn't really a thing for me to go back to Tottenham at the time. And Manchester United were very early on, very positive, and I had good conversations. Makes sense, you know. If them man are moving, if these lot are telling you concrete stuff, why not? It was very positive from the very first phone calls already, and the club felt like they wanted me, so it was for a long time. And, you know, for me with Christian Eriksen, it's happy to see him playing, but, you know, it feels like people treat him as a bit of a special aids done respectfully and stuff like that. Let the man get on with his career. Stop reminding him of you think he don't know of the tragedy he had. Once again, you know, Torreira is allegedly flying over for talks and a medical with Galatasaray people. Once again, El Nene, I hope you're capping to Torreira. You're telling him playing in Turkey is the best thing ever. 26 years of age. I can't lie, I don't really understand what's gone wrong with him off the field, because on the field, there's every reason to keep him, especially with what's going on with Partey. Don't need to speculate about that, but on the footballing point of view, the man can't stay fit. You know, I think he'd be a good option there, but I think it's more than just a footballing scenario, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, it is what it is. In that regards, let's go on Sky Sports. Big up you lot for tuning in, people. I appreciate you lot each and every time. Twitch gang is well appreciated, didn't it? What can I say? Brentford have had an offer accepted by Sampdoria for Damsgaard. He's quite lit. Leicester have rejected a second bid for Maddison. People apparently they value him at over 60 million. And we spoke on the comments that Roger said he don't really want to lose these lot. Sergio Aguero has been baffled by the sale of Raheem Sterling, and it does look like they lack a bit of pace. I mean, Aguero's very critical, isn't it? Like, I know some of you lot are seeing the clips on social media where he's really criticizing Mahrez for his performance in the Community Shield. Aguero said, I don't understand the sale of Sterling. There are times City make strange decisions. Well, Chelsea moving for 30 million, Kyle Walker-Peters deal. Fair enough. Move back to London. Team playing in the Champions League. Tommy Tuchel. Boost your England spot. Bag of England Donny's there. It makes sense, really and truly. Official statement is coming for new Ream signing. Balogun deal signed with Arsenal and player loan move until June 2023. So big up Balogun, and you've got an opportunity to show that you can do it in the top league. The same way people couldn't stop talking about Saliba, go and do that, because there are opportunities for you to make it at Arsenal. There's an opportunity, if you just look at the 6 months at Middlesbrough, what did you do well? What didn't you do well? Go and show that you can do it at the senior level. Go and put yourself in the shop window either to make it at Arsenal or elsewhere. Nice to see he finds a good home. And, football, when you look at it from a life perspective, it's pretty crazy. Like, bro, through being a footballer, a young 21-year-old's got to go to America. He's going to go live in France and learn a lot. It is what it is. I don't think it would have helped Balogun staying and playing the occasional Europa League game, hoping that kind of what Eddie and Nketiah got last year in that Lacazette, Aubameyang, things were happening. There's an opportunity. So that's how, you have to take your opportunities where they come, but then things there are few and beyond, and things can happen. But would you really want to bet on that in August? Your bet is kind of bad, man. You're betting on injuries. If I can go somewhere that I can play, fair enough. And for Arsenal, in terms of outgoings, it's been a bit meaty, but, if you can get a little loan fee for Balogun and add up all the loan fees for the young players you got, then it might return something decent. But back to this, Chelsea could be signing Kyle Walker-Peters. Again, it's just paper talk. Apparently, Fofana has responded to speculation. My father told me you're going to annoy a lot of people when you start doing what is best for you, and I just realised that. So, yeah, he's playing on that. Leno's undergoing his medical at Fulham. Marseille and Galatasaray options for Ndombele. To be fair with you, if they could get Ndombele and Torreira, I don't think it really works in practicality, but that could be decent. A move to France surely has to appeal to Ndombele. It looks like Lyon are not trying to keep you like that. So we'll have to see, really. Ain't no one got time to talk about Lukaku. Pardon me. That's a good move for West Ham. West Ham have held initial talks with Burnley over the signing of Maxwell Cornet. They're thought to favour a loan for the 25-year-old Ivory Coast international. He was not in the squad for the game against Huddersfield Town. People. Company said he wasn't at the right physical level for Burnley. To lose him and McNeil could be a blow to them. £17.5 million release clause is surely something that could be done, really, because if he goes to West Ham, he does well. Other teams might have a chance. I don't think there was any legs to it, but was he not linked with Chelsea? Says Fabregas allegedly is excited by mature in Arsenal. I think Mikel is doing a good job. I think Edu is doing a fantastic job. When we talk about football people, Edu is a football man. He has patience and knows exactly what it takes to build a project. You cannot do it in one day. Sometimes the market doesn't allow you to get the right players. Sometimes you are too young to compete, as it happened at Arsenal for 1 or 2 years. But I think Arsenal are now mature. The young players are not so young anymore. I see a different phrase. They've signed really well. They've strengthened the team in areas they're struggling. And I'm looking forward to the season because it's exciting. We'll have to see what's going on there, really. Once again, Jota signed a new deal. Brighton are interested in Angelino. So if we read between the lines, regardless of if Cucurella goes back to Spain, goes to London in Chelsea, or goes to Manchester, Angelino, who was a former City player, I don't really think he's that good, but he might get a blight in a very good defensive system that Brighton have. So there's that. Once again, Jota has signed an extension and 34 goals in 85 appearances since joining in the summer of 2020. Time goes quick, Man's been there 2 years. Crazy. But Liverpool always make sure they pattern contracts. Man United players most abused on Twitter. Premier League footballers abused every 4 minutes. We don't advocate abuse. But apparently Maguire, Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes were among the most abused Premier League players in the first 5 months of last season. And yeah, apparently a study of 2.3 million tweets sent in the aftermath of the Euro 2020 finals, which obviously saw Rashford, Sancho and Saka abused online after missing penalties, found on average 362 abusive tweets were sent daily, with 7 in 10 Premier League players on Twitter abused. I mean, we don't like abuse. Again, you're allowed to criticize, you're allowed to voice your opinion. Once it starts getting to a certain level, it is what it is. And you know, very few people would say these things to these guys' faces, the things that go beyond football. So, it is what it is. Leicester are yet to make a signing, people, and Schmeichel is set to go and join Ramsey at Nice. Says Fabregas eyes future roles Premier League manager. I've said it, man. I was right about Wilshere. I said this guy will be a manager. I think Says Fabregas will, and I hope it's at Arsenal. Respectfully, Arteta. I think Cess is different with it. So, yeah. What else is going on? Leipzig are increasingly confident of re-signing Werner. Wait. Chelsea in advanced talks to sign Cucurella for 50 million. Crazy. So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is in that regard, folks. Again, talks between Chelsea and Brighton for Cucurella. Levi